So what's this doing? You're putting water in there?
Yeah. It's got to have water in it to pull a prime. I call it pulling a prime. I don't know what the proper term is for it, but pulls the water from the lake up the suction line. And you got to have it so air can get out somewhere. That's why I had you guys open that. But after I said that, I got thinking about the filter, and the valve I had you open probably wasn't the best one. Probably should have had you do this one.
Oh, okay.
So, because what it would have to do, it would have to push the water through, or the air through these to let it off. So.
And also the valve on the far right was closed because I didn't think you probably wanted the water to come out of the hose to the lake. Is why I figured you
Right, yeah, and because it's such a large,
it's a long pull.
well, the tank is so large that if I leave this, like if I leave a valve open here or something, and again, something happens in the house or something, you're going to have all this water in here pumping into the house.
So by opening it, I did it right, but I did out of sequence.
No, you didn't. No, you. The problem was was the pump, because I believe it just lost its.
It was gurgling.
Was it because when we told you to come and then we didn't come up for 2 weeks?
Yes.
So we should have you come way closer to when we come.
It would. Yes.
That would be better.
I do this all summer long.
Awesome.
It's just this type of system. They're finicky, I guess. And
That's
if you
island
get,
living in there.
what's that?
Island.
All these ancient homes.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a little jet in there, and just this tiniest little flake of rust or something could mess with it. And
Yeah, we were making sure the water was clear.
yeah, so the more you use them throughout the summer, the better it's going to get. So shouldn't have any problems after this. Hope.
So at the end of the summer last year, we were having a terrible problem with water pressure. It was just really low.
Probably your filters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, there's I have a lot of these that Nick had put in that I'm kind of talking to the homeowner, and they have.
So is this a good system for us?
It's
right
an
now?
okay system.
Okay.
But what I've kind of been finding out is that, like, you guys are here for a little bit and then you leave for a while.
Yes.
Well, that water just sits in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it can
Pick up the sediment.
yeah, it can grow a little bit of algae or something in there. So what I've done is I have a system that's twice this big, and that seems to
Take care of the on-off.
Yeah, it takes care of it throughout the summer. Yeah. I'm not trying to sell you anything.
No, I get it. And how much does it cost to convert to that?
Everything's here, so it wouldn't be much labor, but I'm not sure what that unit itself costs.
Well, we'll find out from you.
Yeah, I can have my wife.
Okay. Okay.
So, and if this, lost its prime all the way down to the edge of the water, it may take half hour, 15, 20 minutes or so. Yeah. But I think what I told you guys to do probably wouldn't have worked, because it just wouldn't let the air off.
Yeah.
There's too much going through all this stuff.
So when we got here, like, the water pump is floating, or the water line is floating.
It could.
And it'll, as it fills with water, it'll sink?
It may or may not. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why it wants to float.
I don't think it floated before.
Yeah. No.
And that sled is working good still for you?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep.
have done this, but it had all the,
Had pressure in it, so it was like,
When you, so what that means is pulling the water, and the air, and the water pushing it, or
yeah, the
air has someplace to go, so it's making bubbles here.
so how are you gonna know when it's time?
It'll start spewing water.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I can kind of tell the different sound in the pump
That's-
that it'll make.
that's what Jeff said. He goes,
Yeah.
oh, the pump will just start sounding like it's working hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And this should be at 30?
This probably going to be up around 50.
That's good.
Yeah. And it's going to take a long time. I probably won't stick around for that. But once we get it going, once it gets up, I'll wait till it gets around maybe 20, and then it'll be good to go. Yeah.